Guys, my name is Joey.
And my name is Sam.
And this is
School Nights. Welcome back, you guys. We are so pumped to have you guys watching along with us. If you guys are new here, welcome to School Nights. This is a brand new program. If you're a high school freshman, sophomore, junior, etc., this is kind of your gateway to look into what life is like here at Calvin. Even if you're a senior too, and you made your deposit, super excited for you guys to come here in the fall. And we're just excited to have you guys see what life is like here at Calvin. Even if you're a current student or even an alumni, this is for you guys to check it out.
Yeah, this show is to show you guys a whole new light on Calvin. We're not showing you guys about financial aid, but rather showing you the fun stuff that we do here as students.
Absolutely.
We're both current students here. My name is Joey Snella, and I'm a sophomore here at Calvin, just outside Chicago, Illinois is where I come from. And I'm a double major in marketing and strategic communication.
Yeah, and like you guys heard, my name is Sam, and I'm from Huntsville, Michigan, so not too far away. I'm a junior here studying physical education with a minor in recreational leadership. I'm also on the hockey team here as well, so there you go.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys know this. If you're new here, make sure to ask questions in the live chat. That's the best part about this, is you guys get to engage with us live. So make sure if you have questions throughout the episode, put them in the chat, and we'll actually answer them at the end of the episode.
Yeah, and that's what we want you guys to do. Especially drop your best April Fool's jokes in there, and we'll try and read off the best jokes that we found in that comment section. But we have 3 segments today for you. Our first segment we want to talk about is the cold night splash. With my friends down over there, we have Rebecca Cross. I think he's gonna get some wet down there. What's our next segment?
And then our next segment, we're going to go to Abby Van Kooyen and one of her friends. They're going to talk about first-year research and why it's just such a great program to get involved in and how it's just a super cool program.
Yeah, and our last segment is with Rebecca and Clint, and they are huge rock climbing fans, and they're down at the rock wall. They're going to talk to you guys about all the rock wall opportunities you have here, but also they're showing us a class that's going on. You can get credit to rock climb. It's the coolest thing ever.
It doesn't get much better than that,
I don't think that it does.
So next up with that, we're going to head off to our first segment. So Annika is going to interview Rebecca, who is actually just got her golden towel, and they might actually explain what that means. So Annika, it's all you.
All you guys.
All right, awesome. So I'm Annika, and like they said, I'm a student here at Calvin, and I'll be interviewing Rebecca Cross about the cold night plunge. All right, so here's Rebecca. Do you mind walking us through what is the cold night plunge?
Yeah, this is a massive Calvin tradition that we have here as you get brought into the Night Nation. You go where very few have gone before, and we jump into the Sem Pond. Usually it's in February, and so really brought into the Night Nation through this tradition.
All right, awesome. So I know it's obviously not February anymore, it's April. So what has this tradition looked like this year?
Yeah, so we had to shift it up just a little bit. And so this tradition, we were able to jump through the shark head over here and kind of still get that freezing cold. Michigan has been terribly cold today. I don't know why April Fool's Michigan ain't kidding around today. It was freezing. So we got to jump around but I'm really grateful. I've been waiting 4 years for this. So I've done it 4 years in a row. So I get the glorious golden towel. This is everything that I've worked hard for in the last 4 years. And I got to do it with a ton of my friends. So that was a really fun time. And people were able to just come through constantly throughout today. But hopefully we'll be back at the Sem Pond soon, as that's kind of where the magic happens, jump into the ice. And cold night plunge.
Yeah, absolutely. I have never personally done the cold night plunge because I am a chicken, but who knows, maybe next year will be my year. All right, that's all we have for you guys today. So we're gonna send it back over to Joey and Sam.
Awesome. Well, Rebecca, everyone at home, let's give Rebecca a golf clap. That golden towel is a prestigious honor. That tradition is one of my favorites. It's so cool to go to the Sem Pond and jump in when there's literally a foot of ice on the pond, and people still jump in. It's awesome.
And seeing President Leroy do it every year is also one of my favorite things. Just seeing him go from so dapper in the morning to going over there and just jumping in the water with all the students.
So good.
It is one of my favorite things here at Calvin.
Absolutely.
Speaking of favorite things, some of you guys may not know this. We have a lot of first-year research opportunities here at Calvin. I have a twin sister that goes to Calvin. She's done first-year research, and Abby Van Kooyen and her friend are going to talk all about that right now.
Yeah, thank you, Joey and Sam. Yeah, like they said, my name is Abby Van Coten, and I'm an admissions counselor here at Calvin. And today with me, I have Caroline Commodore, who is a student. And I'm going to let Caroline introduce herself briefly.
Hey, I'm Caroline. I am a senior here at Calvin. We are both actually from Denver, Colorado. We are childhood friends. So
Yeah.
that's pretty fun.
Yeah, fun fact, we actually grew up like a couple blocks away from one another. So
Sure did.
yeah, it's great to be back at Calvin together. But yeah, today we're going to talk about our first year research opportunities, and we have two of those. One of them is our PHAGE program. So this is really great for students that are interested in biology, and it's actually a 2-semester program. So you do it your first semester and your second semester. And then we also have something called the FIRES program, which is the first year research for the earth sciences. So this is great if you're really interested in earth science research. And I believe it's a 1-semester program. Both of those have a deadline to apply by March 15th, and then announcements for if you're in that class usually come out end of May, beginning of June. But yeah, so Caroline was a part of the FIRES class her freshman year, so I'm going to ask her a few questions about her experience. So yeah, first of all, Caroline, what got you interested in being a part of the class?
Well, I've always really loved seeing different environments and seeing different outdoor ecosystems and whatnot. And I was very curious about Michigan's lakes and dunes. So it was really a great way for me to go and see different environments that are here in Michigan, not too far away. We would go out to the lakes once a week, and we could do research out there, which was really a great way for me to get off campus and meet new people. It was definitely worth my time.
Yeah, and what was your favorite part of the research class?
Honestly, it probably was just getting off campus like that and getting to go and see the lakes. You get to see it change through fall and winter through that semester. And yeah, it was just really great to see that.
Yeah, and what was probably your biggest takeaway from the class? Like, what was the best maybe research part of it that you did?
I think an appreciation for these things that are dunes. People don't realize how important roles they play in protecting our coastal lines. And yeah, they're really fascinating land feature and sea feature to study about.
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely don't know a ton about dunes. So it's definitely a great class if you want to get to know a little bit more about that. So that kind of wraps it up for us. So we're going to head it back to Joey and Sam.
Thank you guys. I think that the cool thing about the dunes is that you guys also have an opportunity to do research directly for NASA. I know my sister, she did the dunes, and she actually got to present some of her research to NASA. So she's now a published NASA author.
That's
so
pretty
if
sweet.
she can hold two things over me, it's one, going to Billy Joel in concert, and two, the NASA thing. But I can always hold over her head that I'm in the library right now with my buddy Sam. Right now in the 5th floor library. Right now we can see a bunch of students. We're actually pretending to squish them in between segments. So I see a guy right there. Boom, he's gone like an ant. All that kind of fun stuff out here. But Sam, what day of the year is it today?
Absolutely. You guys already know, we kind of mentioned this. It's April Fool's. And so me and Joey today, we're all about jokes. And I actually have one for Joey. We know if you got one, put it in the chat. We'll get to it. Maybe we'll make you laugh. But Joey, I got one for you. So
hit me with it.
Why can't our noses be 12 inches long?
Sam, why can't our noses be 12 inches long?
Because then it would be a foot.
Oh, still knee slapper.
Got
Oh my
him.
goodness.
Man.
Hey, not a foot, because it's a no. That makes perfect
I've got
sense.
so many more, but I'll hold back.
Please
hold
never
back.
tell me another joke like that again, Sam. That was awful.
It was
Just
good.
awful.
It was good. You got to admit it.
It was not good. But what
All right. That's right. We're actually going to head off to our last segment. And two of my favorite people are over at one of my favorite places on campus. Rebecca is going to interview Clint, who works at the Rockwall, one of my favorite spots to go as a study break or in my free time. So Rebecca and Clint, take it away.
Thank you, Sam. I'm feeling very honored to be one of your two favorite people. That's crazy.
Me too.
So yeah, like Sam said, I'm Rebecca. I'm a senior here at Calvin, and I'm here with Clint. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Clint, and I'm a sophomore here at Calvin. I'm studying philosophy and economics, and I've been climbing here for the past 2 years, and it has just been an absolute blast.
Yeah, so how did you get involved?
Great question. So my first semester freshman year, I had a mentor who is a junior here at Calvin that was like, hey, just come hang out at the climbing wall when you're studying or need a break. It's a super fun time, really low key. And I was like, let's do it. So I just grabbed one of my buddies and we came over to the wall. And we do nothing about climbing, but we just had a great time. The staff here is really good about teaching beginners how to climb and be safe and just have fun.
That's awesome. So it's a little hard to see on the screen, but there is a ton of activity behind us and people. The rock wall is just so huge that you can't tell right now. But can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or what usually goes on?
Absolutely, yeah. So as you guys can see, there's this kind of like grayish brown mass behind us, and we actually have a climber right there. And so we have fiberglass and plywood kind of on the side of the building, and it's modeled after like real rock from the Red River Gorge, which is super fun. But then we have holds that we actually put on the wall to create routes to climb with. And so what goes on is just people hanging out, and we have 16 ropes that you get to tie into, and then you actually do something called belay each other, which is how we protect each other from falling and not falling to the ground and just catching each other with the rope.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's a really great way to get involved. And I can also attest, as someone who doesn't rock climb, but really enjoys the music, there's usually all sorts of tunes blaring, and it's a really great time. We made them turn it off because it was kind of loud and you wouldn't be able to hear. So if a student did want to get involved, what would they do? Like, what are the options for them?
Yeah, great question. So there are two main ways to get involved. The first way is if you just grab a friend. On Calvin's website, there's a climbing wall section, and there'll be a link to signups, and you can sign up for a time slot during any of the 7 days of the week. And the second way is if you come here to the climbing wall, we have something called a technique class, which is aimed at all sorts of climbers, but especially beginners, to kind of give them some tools to really like improve their climbing abilities. And you can sign up for that class right here at the wall. If you face the wall to the left, you have our desk, and you can find all sorts of activity there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have anything else you want to toss out there before we throw it back to Joey and Sam?
Oh man, I think just come in, hang out, and it'll be a really fun time.
All right. Sounds good. Back to you, Sam and Joey.
Thank you, guys. Clint, I can attest to that. The rock wall is one of the most fun spots on campus. This past January, I actually got to take advanced climbing class during interim.
You think you're an advanced climber?
I wasn't until I took the class.
Okay.
But once I took that class, it was so much fun to learn all about the different techniques like Clint was talking about, and just different ways I can climb outdoors even.
Okay. Now, we did see quite a few questions coming in. So,
Absolutely.
Sam,
you know what time it is. You know what time it is. Here we go.
Time for some questions. So, this is a personal attack on both me and Sam, I think. Who could climb the wall faster, Sam or Joey? Sam, who do you think right now?
I think we all know that it would probably be me.
I think I would agree with Sam. I'm not going to lie. I am deathly afraid of heights. Just a thing that I have to overcome. So being here in the fifth floor library, a little shaky up here, definitely high off the ground.
Yeah, and here we go. We got a question about the cold night plunge. Great question. Do you get a towel if you're not a senior? So the way it kind of works is if you go your freshman year, your sophomore year, your junior year, when you go to your senior year, you'll get that golden towel. But every year up to that point, you get a white towel. So you still get something for jumping into the freezing cold water. And then I actually have a second question here that relates to both of us. Have either of you jumped in the Sem Pond? Have you, Joey?
I actually had him in the Sem Pond, but not for polar plunge. So there's dorm traditions all around campus, and one of those for my dorm, Calsby, Kaising, and Van Rieken, is where the whole dorm during Chaos Week is we march down, seeing all of our chants, and we wade through the Sem Pond back and forth and chase this big blow-up Pegasus, like inflatable thing. So I have been in Sem Pond. It is very mucky and fun.
It sounds like fun. I have not, sadly, done the cold night plunge yet. We've had a hockey game every single time. Maybe I'll try and change that next year. I promise I will do it before I graduate.
Yes, sir. Now I have a question again. I just feel like this is weird. They said, has Joey been to Hawaii? Referencing my glorious Hawaiian shirts. I'm glad you have caught on to a new Hawaiian shirt each week. Definitely looking forward to seeing how they progress. Keep you guys on your toes. I have not been to Hawaii, but I have been to warmer climates, much like Michigan in the summer. So I like to feel festive with it. And I feel like, wearing a Hawaiian shirt when it's chilly outside like today, it's always a good option.
Absolutely. Make it feel warmer.
Exactly.
I've got another question here. Great question, by the way. How far away is Lake Michigan? So Lake Michigan is only about a 50-minute drive west of here. So it's super, super close. I'm sure you're related to the cold night plunge. Right now, Lake Michigan will be quite cold, but once you
Yeah.
get towards later spring into the summer, Lake Michigan is an awesome place to stop. And there's actually a second question here that's even better. Joey, you can answer this one
Okay.
too. What's your favorite beach or town at Lake Michigan? I'm probably gonna have to go Holland or Grand Haven. Two fantastic spots, in my opinion. You can't go wrong either way. But
Yeah.
what's yours, Joey?
I'm gonna go a little bit farther south to St. Joseph, not because
Oh,
of the name,
that's a
but
great
because there's
spot.
a great pizza place there called Silver Beach Pizza.
Mm.
Definitely hits different. It's right by a
There you go.
splash park too, so you get a little pizza, get a little food in it, and then you
There
go
you go.
splash around.
Sounds
I have a
awesome.
question for you too, Sam.
Oh boy.
What is your favorite place to study in the library right here?
Oh my word. That's actually a great question because we're actually here. Literally 2 feet away is my favorite study spot on campus. The 5th floor at a table overlooking Commons Lawn. It's the best view on campus by far. And like Joey said earlier, you get to squish people like little ants up here. So it's always fun. And this is where I study best. So
Yeah. I think my favorite spot is on the 4th floor, the seminary floor.
Mhm.
It is wonderfully quiet there. I need that focus time. Last year, I just go in there,
We know you did.
leave my phone in my dorm, and just study there for a couple hours.
Absolutely.
But that concludes our questions from
There we
tonight.
go.
And we want to thank you all for coming in,
Absolutely.
viewing, asking these wonderful questions. But most importantly, come back, subscribe to Calvin University's YouTube channel, and come
Thursdays
back
at
every
6.
single week at 6 o'clock on Thursdays for
School nights. Mm.
Ooh,
There we go. Okay.
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 There we go.
Elbow.
Okay.
Another elbow.
Oh,
And
oh,
then
one.
another
Oh,
one. One more.
ah,
and
oh,
then-
we're doing that. Wait,
Wait.
Oh.
Right here. Right here.
then that one.
And then
Boom, shock.
and
Boom.
then double dab.
Double dab on them.
And then a foot. Foot. Back to the hands. Boom. Boom.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
whoop.
there we go. There we go.
Yep.
And then fist. Yep. Okay. And then
okay.
one more fist again.
Fist-
And then a fist again.
Yep.
And then this one